Hey, what's up everybody? Jay here and welcome to my channel where I upload motorcycle content every week. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And today I have, where'd it go? A Yamaha Quickshifter kit which we will be installing on the MT-09. And just real quick for those of you who might not know what a Quickshifter is simply explained, it allows you to quickly upshift through gears without having to use your clutch lever or let off the throttle. So I'm super excited about getting this thing on. So, without further delay guys, let's get started. Alright guys, this is everything we should have. Instructions, a zip tie, a clamp, a rubber boot for our heim joint or lollipop bearing as I like to call them, shift rod, our quick shifter, and a nut. Alright guys, so one of the really cool things about the MT-09 is it's already wired for a quick shifter. So this is a plug and play kit. It is super easy to install. It does come with instructions, but I read them so you guys don't have to. So we do need to get underneath the tank. So let me get that propped up so I can show you the connector that we will be plugging into. Now because of how high we're going to be propping up the tank so that I can show you guys the connector we'll be plugging into, I am going to remove both of these like fake air scoops and this black plastic guard right here. This is completely not necessary per the instructions, but I'm going to do it anyways simply because when you pull up on the back of the tank here, it does distort all this plastic quite a bit and puts pressure on it. And because I have this bracket for the steering dampener here, I don't want a lot of unnecessary stress on those pieces of plastic. So that's why I'm removing those. So just in case you guys want to remove these as well, the only thing holding it on is this 4mm bolt and two push type fasteners located here and here, both sides. And then the only thing holding on this black piece of plastic right here is these two push type fasteners on top and then two more right there. One there and then another one on the right side. We're going to take out these two bolts on the back of the tank. These are also 4mm. Shit. I think I'm going to have to be taking the tank off now to get that out. Alright, so this is where a good little piece of 2x4 comes in handy. We're going to pull up on the back of the tank here. And I'm just going to set that right there for right now to prop that up. Ah, there it is. Shit. Got it. Alright, now we're going to remove the factory shift rod, but before I do, I'm going to take a white paint marker and make some alignment marks just so I can make sure my shifting components end up in the same position that they are now. Alright. Alright, now we're going to undo these two 10mm jam nuts. Take this little rubber boot off of this lollipop. Take our 4mm Allen. Alright. And the bottom lollipop is going to stay on so that we can reuse it with our new quick shifter. We are going to be reusing the factory bolt that was holding on the top lollipop, and we're going to be utilizing both of the jam nuts off of the old shift rod. And this is the white alignment mark that I made, y'all, because once you disconnect the shift rod, this moves freely. So that little white mark is going to help me realign it back where I need to. I did make a white mark on top, which isn't as necessary because this is going to pretty much stay where it's supposed to. Now this is the way the new quick shift rod will be assembled. You'll have the lollipop jam nut, the shift sensor, jam nut, shift rod, and jam nut. And then of course the bolt and the little spacer that came off the top. Alright, so before we assemble this, guys, it does help to have a ruler that's in metric because we do need to make sure we have 5mm worth of thread engagement on all these threaded components. So I took a black Sharpie, colored in 6 threads up because that's our 5mm mark. In case you guys don't have a metric ruler, you could always use, Google's handy dandy conversion calculator if all you have is a standard ruler. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is installing this top lollipop. Make sure you put the rubber boot on it before you do, or you'll be taking it off. You don't need to put it all the way on yet, just get it slipped over the threads. Get our jam nut, run that up to the thread I marked, and then thread this into the top of the shifter. And then I'm gonna snug it just a tiny bit just to keep it from moving around on me. All right. Now we're going to reattach the top end of the quick shifter using the factory bolt in the spacer that came off. Apply some new blue Loctite. This top bolt is torqued to 7 foot-pounds, so just nice and snug, don't go crazy. Then make sure you guys have the sensor wire facing down. Now get the jam nut put on the bottom of the rod. It is reverse thread, so you're going to go left to get it started. Get that run up a little bit so it's not in my way. Now because of the way this rod is threaded with the reverse threads on the bottom, I'm going to get these two into position. I'm going to get that just in the hole, get that pushed up to a point where I can turn this rod to get both of the threaded ends to engage. All right, now by doing it this way, as you turn this rod to adjust the length of this, it will keep your thread engagement on the top and bottom pretty much equal. Yamaha wants us to have a measurement between the center of this lollipop to the center of this one of 256.9 and 258.9. But I'm going to shorten this rod first, get my white marks lined up to see where that puts us. Alright, so that white mark I made earlier is money, y'all. Because from the center line of this lollipop to the center line of this, we're right at 258 millimeters, so that is good. I'm going to snug all these jam nuts down. Make sure you guys get something to hold this rod so that we don't mess up your measurement. And the torque on these jam nuts is like 5 foot-pounds, so just snug them. Once you guys torque down all these jam nuts, just make sure everything is pretty much straight. Get our boot, slip over the lollipop. And now we're going to run this wire up through the bottom of the bike. Now looking under the tank from the left side, this connector right here is the one we will be using to plug our quick shifter into. Now there's a cover on that connector, little dust cover, just make sure you guys get that removed. And then it exposes the connector that we need right there. We're going to plug into that. And when you guys run the wire for the quick shifter, come behind these two lines right here because there's a bracket right here that the zip tie that came with the kit is going to attach to, and then come up through the middle of the bike. Now once you guys get the zip tie installed and inserted into this L bracket, just make sure that the zip tie is around this plastic cover that comes already installed on the wire. Then our instructions want us to take this little clamp here and clamp the wire around the blue tape around the quick shifter. Make sure the clamp is underneath the heim joint or the lollipop, and that when you move the shifter, that nothing is getting bound up or interfering with this joint. Alright guys, everything's back together, and when you torque down these two bolts at the back of the tank, the torque is only 5 foot-pounds, so just make sure they're nice and snug. So now let's get this thing activated. Alright guys, now activating the quick shifter is super simple. We're going to apply upward force on the shifter. Make sure you guys use a good bit of force. As you turn the ignition on, leave it up for 10 seconds, and then release. You should see the quick shifter light illuminate on the dash. And that's it guys, that's what we want to see right there. That QS means our quick shifter is active. Now to disable it, you just repeat that same process, and that's it. Alright guys, well that does it for this video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you guys have any questions, comments, make sure you post them below. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. And then those of you that have been using quick shifters for a while, let me know what your experiences are with them, what your likes and dislikes are. Other than that guys, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.